One of the biggest comments that's always made about EVs is about range and how much it affects driving on a road trip. So to put range to the test and see what affects a road trip, we're going to test two cars. The Lucid Air, which has a range of 410 miles, and the ID Buzz, which has a very short range of 235 miles. And we're going to go from Palm Springs, California to Tucson, Arizona at the same time and see how much time it takes to drive what should be a 1-charge stop for a Lucid and a 2-charge stop for an ID Buzz. All right, so here are the rules of the EV challenge. We're going to put our final destination in both of the EV navigation systems, and when it tells us to stop and charge, we're going to stop and charge. We're allowed to drive 5 miles per hour over the speed limit. Now the speed limit is 70 in California and 75 in Arizona. So we'll be able to drive up to 75 miles per hour in California and 80 in Arizona. And to help me, I need another driver. So James, why don't you come here?
Here I am.
I've recruited James. James has his ID Buzz t-shirt on. I've got the Lucid Air and I've got the dog. We're gonna hit the road at the same time. You ready to go?
See you in Tucson.
All right.
At some point.
Timer starts now.
Well, I've got the nav going. I'm on the road. I'm all settled. I've got my adaptive speed cruise control and semi-autonomous driving happening. I still have to pay attention and be awake. This is all good. I got my little Hawaiian bobblehead guy.
So this is interesting. It says I've driven over 100 miles and I'll have a 173 mile range when I stop in 40 miles. So that would make my range just a little over 300 something miles. When I started the car, it said I had a 400 mile range. So it's a little interesting that I've lost that much range in such a short period of time. I've got 173 miles will be left in 40 miles. So that's 200 and something miles, plus I've driven 100 miles. That's 300 and something miles. I've lost, what is that, 60, 70 miles of range. The speed limit's 70, I'm going 75. Cars are passing me. This is a real world range test. So far a little disappointing that I lost that much range just by driving 75 miles an hour for 100 miles. How's it going?
All right. I got it successfully going with Tesla, and it shows charging at 199
Oh, wow.
kilowatts. It's like winding its brains out over there.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to hook up now. I should be a little quicker. I only have what's supposed to be a 9-minute charge. But you're going to go all the way to 80%? Is that what it's telling you
Well,
to do?
I've got to go check the next stop. I got to get the car into that.
Okay. I love these Tesla cords.
All right.
And now, what's kind of cool is that this is all done in the Lucid app, so I don't have to use the Tesla app. So this is 3C, and I am going to confirm and pay.
Mine said it could take up to a minute or two to kick in, and it really went fast, like 15 seconds.
I was there for a couple minutes and it only went 48K. So we're initially starting 7 kilowatts, 20, 37, 47. So ironically, the Buzz is charging at a much higher rate, almost 3 times higher than the Lucid here at Tesla. So James is getting close to 80% in the Buzz. He's at 78%. He's charging now at 90, what is that, 93, 92 kilowatt. Same Tesla station. I'm going to come over here. And the Lucid is still charging at 47. So you're all set to go?
So I hung out here longer because I wanted to get rid of that Walmart stop, because it was only like an 8-minute Walmart stop. So I sat here for 10 more minutes at higher, faster charging, even though I'm at the top of the battery, which is kind of funny. So I've got 146 miles to get to the next charging station, and I got 180 range. So I got about a 40 range buffer, and I'll be happy.
Good. Time to unplug?
Time to go. Want the dog?
Yeah. I've gained 90 miles. My range now, according to the car, let's see, what does it say I have? I should have, let's see.
268, 269?
269, yeah, 269 miles. That should get me to Tucson without another charge, even though this charge was slow. So I'm going to attempt to make the rest of the road trip without stopping. We will see. If this range drops dramatically, then I'll probably do a little top off, probably in the Chandler area where James is probably going to stop. So hit stop charging.
Now turn right.
In Quartzsite, the Lucid charged for 31 minutes. It took 23.4 kilowatts of energy at a cost of $13.27. The Buzz charged for 36 minutes, took 70 kilowatts of energy, and cost $43.54. All right, we are about 10 miles from Chandler, and now with only 93 range, the range has dropped again. It is telling me to go to the charge station and charge for 12 minutes in order for me to make it to Tucson. I'm sure James is already there. He was a few miles ahead of me. We'll see how long he has to charge. It looks like I've only got about a 12-minute charge there. All right, at the outlets plugged in. And let's see. What charge rate we get. Cranked it up. Look at that. Way, way faster than the Tesla charger. All right, both are charging now. This is a 12-minute charge, so I've only got 2 minutes left. James's is at 33. He's charging at 175. He's getting a good charge. He's probably got to go to about 80% before he can continue on. So he'll probably be here for a little longer than me.
So I got to my second charging station. When I left, it said I should have 31 range when I got here, and I ended up having 64 range. So for some reason, I gained a lot of range while driving, so that's a very conservative calculation. I'm sitting here now charging at 173 kilowatts, and I've got to charge to get to my last destination. I'm not sure how far that is.
All right, I'm at 12 minutes, which is what it said I should charge for. The battery charge says 217 miles. If I look on where I'm going, it's about 101 miles. So I've got plenty of charge. I don't know why it had me stop here for 12 miles or 12 minutes, but I think I'm gonna plug and go. I even with it being unreliable, I have so much backup I should make it. So I'm gonna unplug and get going. Let's see, stop charge.
So I've been charging for about 15-20 minutes, and I've been at or above 100 kilowatts the whole time. 111 miles to my destination. I'm at 158, and it's telling me go ahead and unplug and go. So this went pretty quickly, just enough time to use the restroom, stretch my legs, and we're on my way. Because Volkswagen has a deal with Electrify America, that was a $25 charge. We only paid $17.40 or something like that. So that's enough to get to my final destination, off to Tucson.
In Chandler, the Lucid charged for 14 minutes, took 31.88 kilowatts of energy at a cost of $17.80. The ID Buzz charged for 19 minutes. It took 41.78 kilowatts of energy, and it was a discounted price of $17.51. Just arrived in East Tucson, and I double-checked with James. He is about 10 minutes away, so really, not a huge difference. I think that first charging stop in Quartzsite really did mess us up as far as this charging so slow. All right, go get it.
Hey, jumpers.
So how was the drive?
It was okay. 2 stops charging.
How was your range compared to what the car said? Did it vary a lot?
The first stop, yes. It said I was supposed to arrive at 30 miles, and I was arriving at like 62 miles.
So you actually had more miles than what the car said.
I had more than what the car told me.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's from cruising or what. The second set, it went up. I got 10 more than it said I would have. So it was very conservative estimation.
Oh, okay. So the range it gave you actually underestimated what you really had.
Correct.
Which was very different than what I had in the Lucid.
The Lucid is a mess.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I mean, at one point I had lost 89 miles of range just magically. I don't know how that happened.
And it knows you're driving on an interstate at a certain speed, and it knows all that stuff. So it's kind of weird.
So the big question everyone asks is the time and travel of charging. So I did take some notes. I took some little statistics on what the difference is between the two cars. Now, theoretically, we should have been able to drive this car without charging, but we know that that's not the reality. We had to stop twice. That's what the navigation system said. Our first charging stop really messed up because we were at the Tesla charging station, and I just could not get a good fast charge there. That really affected the time difference between these two cars. So the Lucid, let's see, I spent a total of 45 minutes charging time. That's the charging stop in Quartzsite, which was the very slow charger at Tesla. And then I think it was 12 or 14 minutes I spent in the Phoenix area, just basically topping off the battery. The total cost of my 2 charges was $35.15. Now, you stopped at the same 2 places. That's what your car told you to do. You had a total charging time of 55 minutes. Now, you got high-speed charging at both places, so you didn't have any issues charging.
And they went fast, both places.
Yeah, so really charging time, you only saved about 10 minutes. Versus the fiasco I had with Tesla. So that's pretty surprising. I mean, I thought I was going to beat him by an hour, and it ends up being 10 minutes, which is a little crazy. However, you needed to pull more energy from those chargers. So your costs are higher. Your first charge was $43.54, and your second charge was $17.51. So your total was $61.05.
And yours was $35.
And mine was $35. So yours was significantly more because you needed more energy because of the shorter range.
And when you left the house, you had a full battery with 400 and some.
Correct.
On the Lucid.
And you had a full battery on the Buzz, which was
230
or something like that. So interesting that the Buzz underestimated the range. The Lucid way overestimated the range. I think the difference really in batteries, except for our issue in the Tesla station, comes down to cost. You just needed to pull more energy from charging stations. So your costs were not quite twice as much.
Right.
Because you had to rely more on a charging station than home charging, which is where you really save money.
Right.
So, but how was it comfort-wise?
Comfort-wise, it's fun to drive. You sit up nice and straight. The technology is, I got to tell you, some of the things are actually a little bit nicer than the Lucid, a little bit smarter. Yeah.
Like what?
German engineering. Simple things. The lane keeper and the adaptive cruise is very nice. Jumping around navigation on the screen, going between CarPlay and the navigation, a little bit smoother. The Lucid sometimes doesn't see your face, thinks you're sleeping
Yeah,
or
I
blinking.
had that the whole
You get a lot of
time.
mom babysitting more from the Lucid. I got a couple warnings from the Buzz that just sort of said, hold on to the steering wheel. The second I touched it, it stopped. Or I barely moved my hand and it stopped. So it was a lot more responsive to those sorts of things. Very comfortable to drive, easy to drive.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you're not going to drive the Lucid
No,
anymore?
I love my Lucid. I just wish, I love the Lucid. It, like you've said, I think it just keeps
continually disappoints is what I always say.
It's sort of a shortfall all the time. So if you're thinking about buying an electric car and you've got this, oh, it's got to be a big battery, it's got to be a big battery. So far, the big battery of the Lucid hasn't proven a great deal.
Yeah.
To change how we travel.
Well, fair enough.
Long
We still had to
distance.
we put the same destination in our navigation systems. It told us to stop at the same 2 places, which
Makes
I
sense.
was surprised. I didn't think I was going to stop at all.
Yeah.
So that was really surprising to me. So anyway, well, thanks for doing the cannonball run with me.
Here we go. My first cannonball run.
Yeah, there you go.
Chomper's first cannonball run.
That's right. And as always, if you like this video, please hit that thumbs up, like and subscribe. And you know, I'm just a regular car guy. I'm not an engineer. I'm not a mechanic. So if you like these videos, I'd appreciate the support. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the open road. Bye now.